Today I'm going to show you Tadka Dhal. So Tadka Dhal is yellow split peas. I'm just going to turn this down. These are in the raw state. So yellow chana dal, sorry. These are yellow split peas, sorry, not split peas, but you can use these are these are chickpeas which have been skinned and split, but you can also use split peas as well if you can't get hold of chana dal, chana dal is basically black chickpea which has been skinned and sliced in half. So this I had soaked for a couple of hours, and then I had got the dal, the lentils, already boiling, so I've already got them cooked. So now I'm going to actually put it all together and do a tadka, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to start off with, I've already popped my pan on the heat for about a medium temperature. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil. I like to use olive oil. You could also use ghee or butter or your oil of choice. Now I cook all of my dishes using these spices here. There's 7 everyday spices. You've got mustard seeds, cumin seeds, ground coriander, ground cumin, turmeric, chili powder and garam masala. So I'm going to start off today's dish, Tadka Dhal, with a lovely teaspoon of cumin seeds. So the oil is heated up, it's gradually heating. I haven't got it too boiling. I don't want it to be that hot that the oil or the seeds burn. So I've added the oil, cumin seeds to the oil. And what they're doing is, as I've added it to the oil, as the heat is heating up, so the oil, try not to have your oil really hot that the seeds burn. So and also don't add it to cold oil as well. So the oil is heating up, and as the oil is heating up, the mustard cumin seeds, of course, too many things to think about, the cumin seeds are starting to sizzle away, and as they start to sizzle, and they are then allowing all their own natural oils to come through and also their aroma, so they have this lovely, beautiful aromatic smell. Now to these, as they sizzle a little bit more, I'm going to add, I've got a chopped onion here. So this is the start of my tadka. Tadka basically means to flavor the oil. So I've started by flavoring my oil initially with cumin seeds. And you can see that they're ready now and they are beginning to sizzle. So most important thing at this stage is we do not want the seeds to burn. So my temperature is on a kind of like a low to medium. And at this point, smells lovely. So I'm going in with my onions. If you don't eat onions, or you don't like to eat onions, or you don't want to add onions to your dal, you can also make this without. Now I'm just going to stir that through, coating the onions with the oil and cumin seeds. So we're just going to give this a good few minutes to soften, and not just soften, all those flavors are coming out now as well. And now I have in the kitchen a beautiful aroma of cumin seeds and oil cooking together. I'll just pop the lid on, and if you've just joined me, welcome and thank you. And today I'm making Tadka Dhal using chana dal, which is split chickpeas. So these are them in their raw state. Here they are, like so. So these are basically black chickpeas or brown chickpeas, which have been skinned and halved. So they don't take as long to cook, but I would suggest, and like I did earlier, I did soak them for about 3 to 4 hours. After soaking them for 3 to 4 hours, I then pop them into a pan with it's about 200 grams, a litre of water, and then I allow them to, I'll just show you, to cook. And so there they are like this, and they become really lovely. I'll pop it here, really lovely, soft and buttery, like so. Yeah, really lovely. So they kind of like, I really like using chana split chickpeas, because they hold their form, and then when you eat them, they're beautiful. They're really lovely and buttery, and they just melt in your mouth. If you can't get hold of these, like I mentioned earlier, use split peas. Split peas are also widely available in the supermarkets as well. Okay, so these are really nice and cooked and soft. And now I'm going to just give the onions another stir through. So just getting them to get really lovely and soft. So I'm creating a tadka here. Now, Tadka Dhal, or you could also call it like a base that's going to be added to the dal. Now next to it, next I'm going to be adding, and again it's always about layers upon layers of lots of different flavors. And so the next one is going to be, I've got about 3 cloves of garlic that you can either blend in your blender, or I normally I just have a little grater like this, and I grated them. And so that's the garlic here, and then a nice little piece of fresh ginger I've grated as well. And then I'm using green chilies, little finger chilies, so they're quite spicy. I don't really mind the spice, but if you don't want to have that heat and the spice, either put less chili in or just leave the green chili out. You can leave it out as well, because when I come later on to add my ground spices, I do have chili powder in. So if you want to leave the green chili powder, you can do so as well. So the onions are cooking really nicely in the olive oil and cumin seeds. So we've got a lovely layer of flavour starting there. Next, I'm going to be adding the freshly grated garlic and ginger, or if you've got a paste as well, a garlic paste or ginger paste already in the fridge, or you can get them in the shops, that is fine to use as well. And then I've got the chilies. That's all going to get stirred through. Once that's all nicely all mixed and fused together, I will then go in with the ground spices. So it will be, I will show you, I will be today using, this is ground cumin. Ground cumin gives a lovely citrusy floral flavour. It gives flavour, so it doesn't give you that heat. Not all the spices give you heat, they give flavour, so much beautiful flavour. Now this is, I've already used cumin seeds, so this is ground cumin, and it's a little bit more intense and earthier, so I'll use half a teaspoon of that. I'm just going to check the onions. Okay, they are coming on, look at that, beautifully, and they are ready now. Okay, so I've cut the onions really quite finely. You can have them cut into little strips as well. They do, so it gives the dal a little bit of texture as well. You can, yeah, you can do it both ways. I generally don't blitz my onions, because then I find that the dish goes quite bitter as well. So if you've ever really blitzed your onions or put them in the blender and made them into puree and found that your dish, your curry or your dal was bitter, it could be because of those juices all fusing together. And so that's why I never blend or puree my onions. I do tomatoes, but not onions. Okay, going in with the garlic, and give the onion, garlic and onions a lovely stir through. Again, if you don't eat garlic, you can leave the garlic out. And if you like garlic, that is absolutely beautiful. That gives a lovely aroma. And this recipe is also in my handbook. So handbook is PDF, which you can download, and then you've got your recipes just there on your phone as well. And the link to the handbook is in my bio. So the Tadka Dhal recipe is in there. Okay, next I'm putting in the fresh ginger. Lovely, if you like ginger, that gives a lovely aroma. So we're cooking through the spices. So all the spices, all the fresh ginger and garlic is getting mixed through, cooked through, like so. Being careful as well, making sure you don't burn it, slightly touching the pan, but that's fine because I am constantly mixing it as well, like so. Just turn it down slightly. I'm going to add the green chili. Okay, So, lovely flavors, lovely aroma coming through. And so Indian cooking is, I love always saying that it's not just about the heat, it is about the layers and layers of flavor. Okay, so there you go, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my ground spices. So I've got, going to use 2 heaped teaspoons of coriander, which gives a lovely flavour. And because I've already got a teaspoon of cumin in there, cumin seeds, I'm now going to put in ground cumin as well. Cooking great. To be frank, what's one kitchen tip you'd give someone new to cooking? Don't cook on such a high temperature that you burn your ingredients. Have respect. So I'm just reading the question there. Have respect for your ingredients as well. So if you're just starting to cook, you know, go simple. Go simple. Absolutely go simple as well. Especially if you're want to learn Indian cooking as well. There's so many recipes, so many spices. And I just teach with these 7 everyday spices. So keep it simple. If you're starting to cook, keep it simple. Have simple recipes and just start gradually and go with dishes that you like as well. You want to love what you're doing, and then that's helps as well. So now I'm going to go in with turmeric. So about a teaspoon. I'm going to add chili powder, and that's it for now. The next spice, well, it's not a spice, I don't call it a spice anyway, seasoning. I'm going to add salt. Salt can be added extra as well later on. So don't put too much in just yet, but then don't put too little in either. What the spice will do is bring out the flavour, or the salt will bring out the flavour of the spices. You see that? So the temperature's not too high. I don't want to be burning the spices. Now, at this stage, it would be good if I had some fresh tomatoes to put in there, but I didn't have any fresh tomatoes or any tins. So what I've got is I've got some paste, and paste is great to add as well. So I'm just going to squeeze my paste out here. So I have got a couple of tablespoons also of puree. Okay, just going to open another one as well. So this will give a nice bit of tang, but if you have some fresh tomatoes, they would be lovely in there at this stage too. Okay, so now I'm going to add the tomatoes. Now if you want to leave the tomatoes out, for sure you can leave them out as well. And also if you cook with coconut milk, you could be adding coconut milk at this stage as well to add an extra depth of creaminess as well. So there. So do you see that? That is really lovely now. Everything's all fused. The spices have had opportunity to cook. And now I'm going to go in. I'm going to actually add just a little bit of kettle water to this. That creates, like, say if I had put in a tin of tomatoes or some passata. So do you see that? That's looking great. And now I'm going to add my dal, which has already been pre-cooked. So it's a little bit of water in there. Now this is going to be great. You can have this with rice, with chapatis, with naan, or with some extra veggies as well. And now I'm just going to mix this up. And that looks great. Mix all that in, and then if you want it to be a little bit more like a bit more soupier, you can add extra water to this as well. And the next thing is to just allow it to gently simmer. You don't need to do another extra like a tadka onto this as well, but do give it another 15 minutes or so to just gently cook and simmer. Now I am actually going to add a little bit of water to this. And then I'm going to just allow it to there, so it's got some, yeah. So it looks quite chunky. However, because the actual split chickpeas hold their form, they've got texture to it, but then once you eat them, they go really beautiful and soft. So I will just slightly turn that up, and then yeah, I'll just quickly explain to you what I've done here. I'll keep the lid off so you can have a look. I've made Tadka Dhal using split chickpeas, or you could use split peas as well. These were, before I put them in here, they were previously soaked for about 3 hours, and then I cooked them separately in this pan with about 1 litre of water. The recipe, this recipe is actually on my handbook. The link is in the bio. It's £15, and once you download it, you've got it there on your phone. It's got other recipes. The recipes it's got is a masala based sauce, so you can create lots of different curries with that. It's got a spinach, potato and pea curry, an aloo gobi recipe for chapatis, for naan, for rice, and matar bhat, which is like a rice with peas in it as well, and flavored with cumin seeds. There's a recipe in there for chai and naan katai, a little biscuit. So lovely, lots of different little recipes in there, and that one is in my handbook. Now if you want to learn Indian cooking and you want to cook with me live, I also have a community where I cook once a month. I cook, well, twice a month I cook a whole meal on one Wednesday, and then prior to that, the week before, we do a skills test. So it could be like whereby we're making chapatis or making a pickle or a chutney or something like that. So you get to cook with me live twice in a month, and that's over on the school community. If you go over to my link in bio, that is there for you to join. So here it is, Tadka Dhal. And last week I came on, I made butter bean curry, and these are all replays now anyway. So yeah, so this is it done, and then I'm just going to finish off with a final little sprinkling of garam masala, and if you've got some coriander, that would be really lovely on there as well. So Tadka Dhal, let it sizzle away. This will be really great with rice or with some chapatis. It will keep really well in the fridge for a couple of days as well, good few days. You could add some extra ingredients to this as well. If you wanted to add in some spinach or some kale, would be really nice to it as well, or just have it like it is right this. And you could also make like it in bulk as well, and once it's thoroughly cooled, you can freeze it. It's great. It'll keep great in the freezer for a good few months as well. Just remember that when you do reheat from frozen, that you also thoroughly heat it up again. So here is Tadka Dhal for you. Absolutely delicious. This would be great. It was about 200 grams of these, and that will be great for 4 servings. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. So if you want to cook with me live every month, come and join my community over on school. If you just want the handbook, like a little handbook like so, this is what I have. You can go to the link in bio, and I'll just show you the little, you can buy it, then download it straight away. You've got this recipe in there. You've got the 7 spices. That's all you cook with, just the 7 spices. And chapatis, basmati rice, Tadka Dhal, this one here, Bombay potatoes, aloo gobi, matar bhat, easy naan. I've got simple kachumber recipe, so it's all really very easy to follow. And shikand as well, that is like a yogurt side after your meal, because it's quite sweet as well. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and yeah, thanks for watching the replay as well, and I'll see you again next week. Take care.